everybody. For those of you who didn't catch our theme song, I'm so excited. Thank you for that, Producer Jake. We are Blackness and Magic, Season 2 of Blackness and Dragons, a real play, kids on brooms situation. That's not the right word, whatever. I'm Jordan. I'm the game master. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me at Lambertra. If you're looking for me on the internet. When I'm not here, I'm working my full-time job. Or I'm playing and say a prayer for California till death do we party with my friend DK. Hey, ahead, take away, DK.
I'm DK. I am playing in that. Well, I'm not playing in that game with Jordan. I'm running that game with Jordan, and we just dropped a trailer, and we're really excited about it. So you should check it out at sap4crpg.com, or look for us on YouTube, or just find us. We're findable. My pronouns are whatever's clever, and you know who else is clever? My friend Kiki.
Hi, I'm Kiki. I'm not naked. And, my pronouns are she and her. And when I'm not here being Buffy Jenkins, you can find me on Smells Like Teen Angst, talking about angsty news and movies and shows and TV, or on socials across all boards as at The Life of Kiki. But you know who doesn't use their socials? My boy Jeffrey.
But I do. I have combined 5 million followers across several platforms. It's like my whole thing that I do. I send you all my videos and you say, haha, this is so funny.
No.
Okay. You know who doesn't feel awkward in social situations? Moses.
This is true. I have no shame whatsoever. I also don't use my socials. I gave all of my followers to you, Jeff. Actually, I had 7 million, so I'm sure something happened. What happened to the other?
I've said some polarizing things, and which I've learned my lesson, and I'm very sorry to every marginalized community that I've offended, which was all of them. Even that one that you're thinking of right now, that one. And sorry to Croatians.
As long as you've grown.
I thought you were talking about the grasshopper people.
Oh, yeah, no, those two. I cannot say anymore. I am in deep trouble.
Reel it in, y'all. Reel it in. Was that everybody? Did we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Every week, I think that the intros are going to get better. And they just maintain the same level of ridiculous.
To be perfectly honest, the second we get on camera, I forget all of the information that I'm supposed to have ready to go.
Oh yeah, if you notice, I called our game today a situation because the word game escaped me. And here we are. Who wants to do a recap of last week for Goodwill Towards Man, because you don't have any more hero points. They're not hero points in this game. They're adversity tokens. Ugh.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Go. Unless you want to, Kiki.
I had to think, but I think I got it.
There's a lot of shit that happened last week. Go for it. Just try together.
Okay, so last week on Blackness and Dragons, we, woke up, ate breakfast, showed up, and our school was filled with colonizers. And we were like, whoa. They're everywhere. And, we ate breakfast, and then this one girl was like, yo, can I get a mandrake? And I was like, what are you going to give us if we give you a mandrake? And she was like, I'll tell you once I give you the mandrake. So anyway, we were like, all right, this girl knows something about Montero Jones. So we're definitely going to have to try to figure it out and see if we can come about find a mandrake. So, of course, we sneak away from the library because that's what we're good at. And we go to try to find a mandrake, and, chaos ensues. Moses does not do a good job being the lookout. Darius dies. No, I'm just kidding. But for a second, kind of.
You get what you pay for.
Me and Morgause, we just kind of get it done. with the help of Jan. And that's almost everything, right?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
went to the library to work on our projects for the tournament, and that's where we met Becky, the colonizer, who wanted the mandrake. Moses was immediately not having any of it, and we all followed suit. And then, in order to try and find out more about what we had learned in the library the night before, we went and talked to the sad ghost, who was not happy that we were invading her space.
Oh.
And we got some of her tears.
Yeah. So, okay, yes, between the two of you, you guys hit all the important story beats. So you went to the library to attempt to work on your project for the tournament. You did meet a bunch of colonizers. Becky asked for a mandrake. You left. You told Professor Viola Davis that y'all were all pooping because you had too much breakfast. And you talked to a ghost, you got her tears, you stole the mandrake, and now you are all sneaking back into the library with the mandrake hidden under the invisibility hoodie. And that is literally where we're going to start again. You guys are in the hallway walking back to the library with this mandrake underneath a hoodie. How's that feel? Tell us what's going on, guys.
Well, I'm not carrying anything, so I'm just having a good time.
I'm stressed, but not surprised that this is where we are again.
I think it was we're both carrying it between Jeff and I. Darius and I.
I'm. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I had nothing.
I'm carrying it, but I'm still focusing on my project. This is like all engrossing in my head. Like it's some tough magic math that I'm trying to sort out right now.
All right, cool. So you guys make it down the hallway without any incident. You get back into the library. Viola Davis looks at all four of you, and she looks in between Moses and Darius. And she has that moment where she knows that you're up to something, but she does not know whether or not it's worth it for her to call you on it. And so she looks at you, Morgause, and she just says, that was a mighty long bathroom trip.
There's a lot of fiber in the diet at the school.
I'm gonna let a wet fart at that point.
That's not performance because this is not D&D. But just roll your D20. Let's see how this goes for you.
19.
So with a 19, you absolutely fart on command. It is a wet fart. It's just a fart, nothing else.
Nothing else.
I can't. You guys, bathroom humor is my least favorite kind of humor. I can't believe I'm making these jokes right now.
I also try to fart.
Roll your D20.
But everybody poops, and it's always funny.
It's a 20.
Shut up! Did you literally nat 20 on a fart?
Hell yeah, baby!
That's right.
I hope all of your rolls the rest of the evening are comparable to this moment.
It will not be.
Yeah, so you too also fart after that, and Viola Davis just looks at both of y'all and is just, goodbye, go work on your projects. Go sit down. I'm assuming y'all hurry up to sit down.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you
mandrake at the head of the table though.
So you nonchalantly try to set this mandrake down at the head of the table so no one notices because it is invisible. It's under the hoodie. But Whitworth and Chad are still working on their projects. Becky immediately notices you do something and she says, how was your trip to the bathroom?
Nanya.
None my business. I know that joke. I told you I love Black culture.
I'm gonna just look at Kiki like I'm biting my lip so hard it's ready to bleed. Or Buffy, rather.
What about our deal? It looks like you kind of maybe put something down when you sat down. Like what's going on?
I'm going to
Jessica, we may have gotten what you asked for, but I kind of want a little more information about why you want it before we just give it up.
I'm working on a new type of transfiguration potion, and I really think that the leaves of the mandrakes that Professors Method Man and Red Man work on here at this school will be beneficial to my progress.
I don't know.
Adult Darius immediately thinks, like, is this woman working on blackface?
30-year-old me nods.
If you had any available adversity tokens, that would be an adversity token right now. Also somebody put that in chat as well. I think Jake put that in chat. Is she trying to turn black? The implications. What do you respond out loud? Sorry.
Transfigure into what?
Transfiguration potions are like super powerful, and I'm hoping to learn some stuff from Erica, but I don't. But like basically, the one that I'm working on is like a spin off of Polyjuice potion, but like you wouldn't need that person's hair. You would just be able to like imagine that person and then drink the potion and like turn into them.
What'd you say your name was again?
It's Becky with
Samantha?
2 Ks.
I'm sorry, did you say with 3 Ks?
No, just 2. Oh my god, that's offensive.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at everybody in the eyeballs.
You look at everybody in the eyeballs and then what?
No deal.
I also slam my hand on the table, and I'm just like, yeah.
Okay. Here. How about I tell you everything I know about Montero Jones, because I know that's what you want to know, and then we can decide whether or not you give me the mandrake.
I can live with that.
All right. Let's
I'm listening.
try it.
Okay, so listen. So, you guys want to know about Montero, right? So, like, back in the day, there was a student here at Inglewood College, and his name was Montero Jones, and he won the first interdenomination delegation tournament, right? Like, they wanted to try and like bridge the gap between the magical communities and like make us come together, and they hoped that it would like help racism and like all the Americas if we, like the magical community, worked together. So they started this tournament, and he was like really talented and super promising, and he won, and like it was super rad. And then he wanted to be chancellor of the Black delegation, and like he ran against Oprah, but like he lost, and he was really pissed about it, and so he kind of like disappeared into obscurity, and that's probably why you guys couldn't find any information about them. But I know that when he disappeared into obscurity, what he really did is that he went and he spent some time in the Northeast delegation learning about magical siphoning, because like, you know, white people, unfortunately, like we discovered a way to steal magic from people. We're not proud of it, but like, you know, stealing things was kind of our thing back in those days. And so we learned how you could like steal magical powers from other people. And Montero Jones was there learning about that. And then like he left the Northeast delegation, but now like every 15 years, really weird stuff happens at your school. Did you know that? Did you know there's weird stuff happening at your school?
Girl, yes.
Yeah. Why would we be asking you? Can you tell us something we don't know?
I'm telling you, that's the story. Montero Jones is like stealing people's magic every 15 years.
Do you know what kind of weird stuff? Like, do you know if there are typical signs other than are there typical signs of his arrival? Do people go missing? Do specific types of people go missing?
It's usually really promising students, like people who look like they might win the tournament thing. Like, it's usually them. So like if there was a really promising student that went missing at your school recently, I would be concerned.
I don't know. Jessica has a point, y'all. Have any promising students gone missing?
Yes.
And Yeah, exactly, BK. The second that Buffy says that, all you can see in your mind's eye is your best friend Juliet, who went missing at the end of summer, beginning of the school year.
My best friend from last year, from before I got paired with you guys, has been missing since the start of the term. And nobody really seems to be able to tell me what they're doing to look for her or how far they've gotten on trying to find her.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put my hand in front of on Becky's face and push her back into her spot.
Give me a brawn roll for that.
What is that? My D10?
That's your D6.
4.
4 does it. She goes all the way back into her seat and just sits there like this now. She's stuck. You put a little extra like magical oomph in it, and so she's stuck.
Yeah, and then I do this right after I like let go. I go, and I turn to Morgause. Why didn't you tell us this earlier? Why didn't you say anything?
Mostly because it's really, really sad. And I like coming to school. I like getting to do magic and see how we can change things in the world. I didn't think anybody would want to hear about it.
Hey,
Girl,
we're here for
we're
you.
your homies. Of course we want to hear about it. I mean, if she was a promising student, like, of
She's one
course.
of the smartest people I've ever met.
Are we about to make a deal with this white bitch over here?
Oh, in quiet thanks for just mushing Becky's face, I want to pass Moses under the table the clippings that we got from the greenhouse.
Oh yeah. Give me. I don't even want this to be hard, but I do want to make you do a check for it. I'm gonna call that brawn. Because you're sneaking? No. Flight because you're sneaking?
I will roll whichever die you want me to roll.
Let's call it your grit for sneaking. What works best for sneaking?
I think probably grit, because I have a nervous temperament, so any kind of like sneaking ratchets my rate up.
Give me your grit then.
Okay, that's my D8. That is a 4.
I set it at 3. So you pass it to him successfully, but Viola Davis does look at you guys' table.
I don't break character at all. This is not my first rodeo, so I know how to keep my
I
poker
heard
face.
so Viola Davis looks away.
Buffy, give me a brains roll, please. I'm so mad that farting is becoming a running joke now. This is part of our lexicon. Fuck, dude.
Wait, my brains is my D20, right?
No, your brains is your D10. Charms your D20. You be talking.
So many times. It's this one. It's a 9.
Oh yeah, 9 definitely works. So you fart on command.
Yes.
It's fine. and you do that, and Viola Davis is just like, yo, nasty ass children. Just nasty ass children. And she walks away, and you hear Jane start like rumbling and making noises like does anybody look down at Jan?
Yeah, Jan, what do you want?
And Jan spits out, I don't know if you guys had these as a toy when you were a kid, but I did. Basically, it's like a cup with a lid on it, and it has like gack on the inside. But if you squish the gack down in the gack into the cup, it makes a farting noise. Did anybody else have that toy as a child?
Sure did. Silly putty.
Yep, yeah. Jan farts out. Jan spits out one of the little fart gack cup things at you, and she's like, "Just don't do it for real anymore."
Okay. Wow.
I farted her.
Yeah, that can't be good for your insides to just. That can't be good for you. So this is probably better.
Chad and Wentworth are still working on their project, trying to ignore everything literally everything that is happening at this table, and Becky is still stuck to her chair like this. What's happening with the rest of y'all?
I've been in like deep thought this entire time, and then suddenly I go, guys, if they're taking promising students, then I'm probably the next target.
Then we should definitely protect you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
We're all just going to let Darius get away with that comment?
Are we really going to let Darius pretend he's smarter than you, Morgause?
The thing is, it's real verifiable that he's not. So let's just let him have this one.
The terminology is promising, and let me tell you, there's anyone who has more promise in here.
I'm gonna lean over to Buffy and just be like, plus, maybe if he thinks that we need to protect him, he'll stick around when we go to do stuff, and we won't lose him.
You're right. Good point.
I make a pipe appear, and from now on, I'm always.
Okay, I'm going to build on that. Not only do you make a pipe appear, you also charm your sweater that you have on. So now it's got leather elbow patches.
Oh no. This could take a hard right.
So Darius now has a pipe and leather elbow patches. Are y'all going to give Becky this mandrake or not?
She only needed to leave. So
yeah, she doesn't need the whole plant. So I mean, that's an option. She doesn't need the whole plant. She said she just needed a few leaves. So you could cut some clippings and keep part of it for yourselves.
How are we gonna give it to her when it's under an invisibility hoodie, without her knowing that we have that?
Do we know if she's seen a mandrake before?
She is very well versed in the different types of mandrakes. She's never seen the one that Professors Method Man and Red Man make because it's specific to your university.
I'm gonna look at Morgause.
I say Moses goes back to his room because he needs to change clothes. And he can come back with a couple of leaves and, hide the mandrake. Like, we know he's got some plants hiding in his closet. He's probably got a stash box or something, right?
Showing boy business out there. I mean, can I?
I'm picking up what Moses is putting down. I just want to lean in so Becky
can't hear you. You guys are having y'all are having a little quiet meeting.
Huddle.
Yeah, you're having a little secret huddle. I couldn't get to that word. Thank you. Y'all are having a little secret huddle. So Becky can't hear you. Chad and Wentworth are ignoring you. Becky's stuck to her seat, and y'all are having a secret huddle.
I can try and make a fake mandrake out of something else, but she'll know as soon as she goes to use it that it's not a mandrake. At least not the variant that she's looking for.
Look, are we students of honor or are we traitors?
Hell.
We made a promise. We must keep it.
We're trying to
We're no better than her.
Who are you right now?
Just me, your fellow school chum, Darius.
I mean, okay, here, listen. I'm going to barge in right now as the DM. And I'm going to say, first of all, Darius stays making promises to people, which is a problem for you guys. If you think it's not a problem yet, he promised a ghost, you guys. This is going to be a problem. As a character, Jan can hear this whole conversation, and Jan she's sentient, right? So she just kind of hops herself up onto Buffy's lap and leans up on the table, and she's like, white people make promise to black delegation all the time. Never honor promise. Why you honor promise? And then she sits there.
You stay the MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, Jan.
Let's not forget I created Jan. This is my child.
It's because you are also the MVP. Well, I guess that would make you the GOAT if Jan is the MVP. Either way.
Look, I have to disagree with the backpack. They go low, but we should not go low.
Shut up, Bill Cosby.
Only go low. Going low is like our whole thing.
Exactly. When they go low, baby, we lay to the floor. We get rock bottom.
We start digging.
We
We
dig.
all out of here. It's a hustle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The phrase is, how low can you go? How low can
How
we go?
low can you go? How
Are we
low
worried
can you
about having Becky as an enemy? Because again, if I make a fake one and she figures it out, I don't want her
Saying we
like
make a
following
fake
us
one.
around
What-
trying to get us in
Just
trouble.
tell her we got the wrong one.
What if we make it out of this? And I point to the stash that you gave me.
You
Are
would
you
offer
sure?
precious spoils?
Look, if it's for the greater good, and we can help Morgana's find her friend. I mean, they had more back there, right?
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, I got my hoodie.
All right, I think we got a plan.
No,
Okay,
it's
so-
not a plan. We're liars. No. No.
Can I do a spell to zip Darius's mouth shut?
Okay, so here two things happen. So Darius is really not about this. Jan goes, majority rules, you outvote. And you also try to cast a spell to make Darius shut up. What do we want to call that? I would say that is, huh?
Isn't that charm?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's charm. I'm setting the DC really high though, so go for it.
Why? 16.
God damn it! I set it at 15.
Oh, wow.
So it works. You wave your wand at Jeff, and it's like he's got something sticky on both of his lips, and he can't speak.
Cállense.
And when you say that, the students in the library from the Brown delegation look over at you, and then they go back to their work. Okay, so Darius, we're gonna say that your mouth is shut for the next 10 minutes or so, which is probably a lot of action time in playing because we don't get anything done. So you got 10 minutes of quiet time, and we'll figure out when that ends. So the other three, what do y'all do? Also, Darius, how do you react to having your mouth shut? Give us a little pantomime action.
And furthermore, if we do,
Okay, so now the other three, what you all have to say for yourselves?
Is there a blind spot anywhere in the library?
Yeah, you could go in a couple of the shelves where the books are. Like we said in the episode when you guys were trapped in the library fighting the Langolier books. The library is split into 4 sections, and each one of those sections it's a standard library. So you could potentially just go in between some shelves, and Becky at her table would not see you, and neither would Viola Davis.
I'm gonna scoop one of the books that I left open on the table up and take it with me and walk into the stacks like I'm looking for another book. And I'm gonna try and make a mandrake.
Out of the
Oh,
weed.
wait. No, I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
Okay,
gonna do-
Rewind. What are we doing?
I'm gonna look at Buffy and Moses and say, once I make it, we don't have a way to keep it quiet.
Well, it's only loud. Hold on. Rewind.
Well,
Well, okay, so in theory, we're both having ideas at the same time.
mhm.
In theory, the mandrake plant would be quiet if it was planted. It only made noise when you guys lifted the leaves up to see the roots and make sure it was the correct version of the mandrake.
So I would be able to make it like pot and all.
So in theory, you could make it potted and all that. There is the possibility that Becky would try and lift it up to see the roots. But we'll go with that. You can make a version that is potted.
Okay.
I say you just make some leaves, girl. Turn the pot into some leaves and tell her to go get them from a book.
Was our deal with her for the whole thing or just for the leaves?
She said she only needed leaves, so it doesn't matter if she said for the whole thing. She can get leaves.
Yeah. Buffy is correct. She did say only the leaves.
Okay. All right. That's I go do that, hopefully.
Okay. So you take the weed from Moses and walk to the stacks and attempt to transfigure the weed into the leaves, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's definitely going to require some diggity dice. Give me your D20.
It was already in my hand.
Oh,
I was really hoping
well
you
then.
would that one.
Yeah, it's brains. I'm saying this is brains.
That is a 19.
God damn it. I set the DC at 13 trying to be nice even.
I really figured that was when things were going to go south for me, to be perfectly honest.
So did I. That's why I was like, I'm not going to set it at 15. This is going to get really hard. I'll make it 13. Make this easy. I want this to work. Yeah. So with a 19 friggin' does it. It does it. That pot turns into what looks just like the mandrake leaves. And I'm assuming you just bring them on back to the table?
Yeah, I'm going to fold them into I'm going to pull another book off the shelf and put the leaves inside of that book. And then I'm going to carry my stack back to the table and make eye contact with Becky.
As you're walking back to the table, you bump into Professor Davis. Give me a grit roll. No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. That's not you. Where are you? Give me your grit. That's your D8.
Mm-hmm. It's a solid 2.
And so Viola Davis looks at you and she looks at the book. You just grab any book off the shelf. She looks at you and she goes, green eggs and ham?
I was feeling a little homesick, and my mom reads this to me at night when I'm at home.
And you needed it right now during the day, during class.
No, I know that we're supposed to be respectful of the other students who are visiting, but have you seen the girl that we're sitting across from? It's very stressful.
And Viola Davis, with that, she just looks at you and she just says, carry on. Carry on. Even though you failed the roll, that was a damn good one. Okay, so you make it back to the table. Do you confer with Buffy and Moses?
Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of open the book at an angle that only our side of the table can see to confirm that it's done, and then close the book and wait to see what they say.
That looks stellar. Not gonna lie.
Can I smell it real quick?
Absolutely. It's yours anyway.
I'm gonna lean in to smell it.
And when you smell it, Moses, there is definitely the faint smell of weed, but it doesn't reek. It's kind of like, you know, if you leave an onion in your refrigerator that you don't wrap up and then the other food kind of smells like onion later, it's this situation.
I can smell it. Yeah, good. Good shit. All right. Who's gonna give it to her? I mean, I can't.
Nose goes. I'm not talking to Karen.
I'll talk to her.
What about D?
Let's see. How? Okay.
Darius's mouth is still shut, at least
Okay.
for a little bit longer.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll do it.
And she's still stuck to her chair.
I'm just going to prepare myself mentally for just the volume level of her voice. And just very quietly, so as not to attract Professor Davis's attention again. Hey, Becky.
Yes?
Did you still want to trade?
Yes. I would just really like those leaves. I feel like it would really help with my project.
Then I think you should take a look at this book. And I'm just going to shove the book across the table.
She's still stuck to her chair, so she's like, I would love to do that, but I'm a little, I can't really reach right now. Can somebody help? Chad Whitworth, can somebody help me, please?
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna put my hand back onto her face and do the reverse Fantasia move.
And she pops up out of her chair. Like there's a suction noise, and she, and she pops out of the chair.
On my hands.
And she takes the book and she opens it and she's like, oh my God, these look just like the drawings and the reference material I've seen. I am so excited. And before she can really, really get started, the bell rings, signaling the end of the morning session. And everyone gets up to walk away. It's literally saved by the bell. As y'all are all walking to your next class, in the couple of weeks since the first day of school, there have been some schedule changes. Morgause and Buffy still have Hoshit as a class. Because Darius and Moses were not necessarily attending their classes, Moses because he didn't want to, Darius because he lives in the buddy system, they switched you guys' schedule. And so now Darius and Moses also as well have Hoshit with Professor Erica Baudont. And so the four of you take a leisurely walk to class. Right before you're outside of the classroom, Darius, your mouth starts working again. What do you have to say to your friends?
I shall be sleeping soundly tonight. I hope that your guilt doesn't make for an unfortunate slumber.
Man, I watch crime documentaries and sleep like a baby. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right.
I don't sleep.
If anything, my ancestors are going to rock me to sleep for how well I did today.
And so y'all arrive in Professor Baudont's class. And to your chagrin and misfortune, the exchange students from the white delegation are already in class, and Buffy is at Professor Baudont's desk, showing her the mandrake leaves. And I am so excited. I'm really hoping that you can help me. Like, if you could really, give me a couple of pointers on how to perfect my new transfiguration potion, because, you teach Hoshit, and that stands for happiness over everything. And, it would make me so happy to work on this potion with you. And Professor Baudont is just sitting there, just nodding. Yes. 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 And she's waiting for Becky to stop talking. And Becky does not stop talking, clearly. We already know this about her. What are the four of you thinking as you take your seats?
I look at the group and I say, hey guys, I left something in the oven and I'm gonna run out of class and go upstairs and chill.
Give me a flight roll, please. Let's see. What die is your flight? Flight's your D4.
Oh, I'm gonna trip before I watch this. 2?
2 ain't gonna cut it, my dude. So with a 2, you try to get out. You definitely trip on the leg of the desk. Professor Baudont sees you and she turns her attention from Becky to you and says, boy, if you don't get back in that chair and sit down.
I sit down.
Yeah, so after you sit down, Professor Baudont looks at Becky and says, go ahead and leave these here on my desk. I'll see what I can do about helping you. And Becky leaves the fake mandrake leaves on Professor Baudont's desk, and she takes a seat with Chadwick and Wentworth. And Professor Baudont looks at the four of you and then looks at the three of them, and then looks at the whole class and just said, well, we gonna get started today. I was thinking about running a quick session on potions with you. I know that you get the majority of your potions work from Professor Washington, but maybe I can change my agenda for the day. And she kind of ruminates on that for a second. Do any of you have anything to say?
I don't like change, so I don't like the idea that she's come up with a new Erica Badu style thing for us to do. So I think I'm just giving Buffy panic eyes, like she changed, things are different, and I'm not into it.
I'm trying to think what acting natural looks like, because I'm really worried she's going to do something with these leaves and then we're going to get busted. And, you know, we can't just mollywop Jessica because that ain't right. So
30-year-old me is going to go like, oh, that's Bag Lady. That's Bag Lady right there. Oh, shit. Okay.
Do the other 30-year-old selves have anything to say at this moment?
I think rewatching Moses in high school has made me appreciate the fact that he has actually calmed down a little bit as an adult.
Yeah, I feel that. And so Professor Badu looks around the class and she says, No, I'm not gonna modify the curriculum today. Today is going to be a reading day. I would like you all to take out your whole shit textbooks. We are going to start on page 372. I would like you all to read to page 392 and then answer the questions and fill out the diagram found on page 393. Everyone get to quiet work. Becky, Jessie, Veronica, little white girl, come give me your recipe. I want to see what you've been working on. And the little white girl goes, my name is Becky, and I would prefer to be called Becky, but also here are my notes. And she hands Erica Badu a thick with 2 C's notebook. It's that 5-subject notebook. And Professor Badu takes it back to her desk while you're all quietly reading. Just give me one more moment of narration. How y'all feel? What are you thinking at this exact second?
I personally am feeling a little vindictive, and I'm just waiting for it to all fall apart so I can say, see what happens when you don't follow your heart, when you don't follow the promises that you made. And then I think immediately of that ghost. I know I still have to avenge her. Job's not done.
I'm trying to see through the book to see if there's anything I could ask questions about to keep Erica Badu from reading little white girl Stephanie's notes on this potion.
Okay, so that's your plan. Got it. Morgause?
I think I opened the book and started reading, but I'm not like absorbing anything on the page. I think now I'm really determined to get to the bottom of this after finding all that information out from Becky. I think my focus is really on Juliet and whether or not she's even alive anymore.
Okay.
So I'm trying to look like I'm focusing, but just...
Moses, what are you doing?
I'm mad internally that she stopped me from leaving the classroom when I didn't want to be there. And so I'm fidgeting with my lighter in my pocket.
And so Erica Badu has her head in Becky's notes. And she doesn't look up, but she does go, Moses, bring me that lighter. I could use it. I mean, you can roll grit to try and not bring it to her and start an argument, but do you really want to push it that far?
Erica Badu? Yeah.
Well, grit's your D20, so this one's lucky. Go ahead and roll that. I'm just going to... I haven't rolled any dice today, so I'm going to roll against you because I just want to roll some dice. What'd you get?
19.
I got a 15. So what do you say in response?
What lighter?
So you say it's my lighter, and she doesn't look up again, and she like makes a face, and you can feel her making a face in her book, and she says, "Boy, I ain't gonna ask you twice. When I need that lighter, you best bring it to me next time." And she keeps reading. Buffy, what's the first question you ask?
Excuse me, Miss Badon, but
Yes, Buffy.
you said to only answer the questions at the end of this, but there are questions on page 373, 376, and 378 so far, and I'm just not sure what questions you mean at the end. Like, do I do the questions at the end of every section because it's only like this long of a class period? Can you maybe show us in the book exactly what we need to do?
And she's still going over Becky's notes, and she's like, the questions in the middle of the chapter are redundant if you get to the questions at the end of the chapter.
Can you show me what makes them redundant?
And she still doesn't look up, and she's like, girl, you know how to read.
Teacher, I have a question. Teacher, if I might.
Yes, Mr. Miller.
I think it would be great for all of us to see what you're working on with Becky. I think it would be a really wonderful multicultural experience for all of us. And then like adult me is like immediately, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. I was such a little shit as a teenager. I'm so sorry.
Do 30-year-old y'all have any responses to Darius's revelation of who he was as a teenager?
You know, I thought you were cool, but now I see why you became who you became. You deserve this. You deserve all of it, man.
I think probably just laughter.
Okay.
I put my hand on his shoulder. I accept you.
And so Professor Badont, she doesn't actually answer Darius. She keeps Becky's notes, and she gets up and she starts walking in between tables, and she gets to Buffy's desk, and she stops and she says, okay, Buffy, what part are you having so much trouble with?
Well, see, you said that we also had to do the diagram at the end, but there's diagrams throughout this. So what diagram are we referencing specifically? Because the chapter isn't just on a potion. The chapter is on the flora and fauna that is needed to gather to make this potion. So I just don't really understand what you want us to glean from this.
And she leans over to help you, and then she pulls back, and she's definitely sniffing you. And then she looks at you and she says, girl, you smell like a ghost. What have you been doing?
The breakfast this morning really messed me up. Not gonna lie.
On cue,
And
I push into the yak thing.
You push into it, and she immediately goes, I know a fake fart when I hear one. Knock it off, Moses.
A real fart.
Boy, what is wrong with you? And then she looks at you again, Buffy, and she says, give me some of them ghost tears.
I don't have ghost tears, girl. I don't even carry a purse or nothing. What you talking about?
Don't lie to me. You made a backpack on the first day, and I know it's got some ghost tears in it. I just want 2 or 3 of them.
I don't know. They don't belong to me, so I'm gonna have to take it up.
Teacher, they're my ghost tears. You can have as many as you want.
Wow.
We're gonna talk.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what was wrong with me.
You really have.
We're gonna talk later.
Wow.
So Jan Esport immediately spits out the ghost tears. Professor Badont takes the jar of them, goes back to her desk, pulls out an eyedropper, and just gets 3 little drops and then puts them like in a ramekin on her desk, and then closes the ghost tears up and then puts them back on Buffy's desk. And then she goes back to Becky's notes and she starts messing with stuff. She's got all kinds of stuff. She's got the fake mandrake leaves. She's got the ghost tears. She's got some rue. She's got witch hazel. She's got bourbon. She's got all kinds of things. And then she looks at Moses again and she goes, so she's got all the things go into like a little small cauldron on her desk. And then she looks at Moses and she goes, bring me that lighter.
I immediately stand up and I walk over and I bring the lighter. I flick it, and I try to light the notes on fire.
Ooh, give me, what do you want to call that? What stat do you want to roll for that?
I would say grit, not because it's my D20, but because it is something that a very like street urchin, like of the streets kind of character would do. It's like one of those like, not to use the word flight because I don't want to roll my D4, but like a fight or flight kind of mode.
Okay, yeah. I will accept that argument. Go ahead and give me your roll.
10.
Oh my dude, it was a 15. So you like I said,
can I use an adversity token?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got 2. Can I use another one?
Yeah, because you guys are always getting them from multiple things. So go ahead.
18.
Okay, so an 18 actually does it. So you flick it and you make it look like you're trying to light the stuff underneath the cauldron, and you just set Becky's notebook on fire, and like immediately Professor Baudon like casts like some wordless magic and she puts out the fire, but like the edge of that 5 subject, the whole thing is burned up. It looks like an old-timey map now because the edges are all just taken out. You done fucked up Becky's edges.
Adversity token to you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jeff. What did you say, Kiki?
Guess she's not Becky with the good hair anymore.
No, because those edges are gone.
No.
So Erica Baudon just looks at you.
My bad.
She doesn't say anything, but she's giving you the fucking death glare.
I toss her the lighter at that point after.
You give her the lighter. She does what she's about to do. Do y'all remember the Simpsons episode, The Flaming Moe, where Homer sets the drink on fire? She flaming mows the potion. Potion catches on fire. She puts it out. It's like turned colors now, and it's smoking. And she looks at the 4 of you.
Why is she doing Becky's homework for her?
She's just really interested in new types of magic. She looks at the 4 of you and she says, since y'all love to participate and ask questions so much, get on up here. Get on up here.
I don't like to ask questions, and I try to go sit down.
What did I do?
Let's roll against me, Moses. Roll your D20.
12.
That does not beat. Sorry, I got a 16. So the 4 of you get up and you go to the desk. What I need from you is I need y'all to get your D4s, and I need everybody to roll a D4, but like I can't have you guys do it at the same time because I'm doing something very fucked up and specific. So I'm just gonna talk to you in the order I see you guys on my screen. Kiki, roll your D4.
Working on it.
Yeah, take your time.
4.
Okay. DK, roll your D4.
1.
This is working out exactly how I thought it was going to, actually. This is very funny. Moses, roll your D4.
4.
Roll again. Actually, you guys, roll again.
Because I got a 4?
2.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. I'm stressed.
Huh?
I know what you're doing, and I'm really stressed out.
Jeff, roll your D4.
Mm-hmm. 20. No, just kidding. 1.
You got a 1. Roll again.
Okay. 1.
Well, it doesn't matter. You were the last one anyway. I just don't want you to feel left out.
Thank you.
So, Erica Badon has you all at her desk, and you know that if you argue with her, it's just going to get worse for you guys. So she takes the potion that she's created with Becky's notations, and she pours 4 little shot glasses out. And she hands them to you, and she says, each of you, think of your favorite celebrity. Like if you could wake up and be any famous person, think of them right now. Who do you guys choose? Buffy?
I'm gonna be Octavia Spencer because she's the world's hardest working Black woman.
Okay. DK?
I'm mad as hell because I was at my desk and I was not doing anything, and now I got to drink whatever Becky came up with a recipe for. So I think I'm too flustered to think of anyone like super famous. I think I probably think of like Avril Lavigne. She probably comes to the surface first.
Me?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Okay. And Darius?
Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
So you guys, she looks at you and she says, do you have the image in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
Drink up. And the 3 of you take your drinks. And you start to feel really warm and tingly, like that really good body high, you know? And your vision goes like gold until basically you're like, you know, it starts out like really like on the edges of your vision, things start to turn gold until it's just like brilliant, bright, beautiful gold, like you're staring right into the sun and you can't see anything. And as the gold starts to fade, several things happen at once. Buffy, you are thinking of Octavia Spencer. Morgause, you're thinking of Avril Lavigne. Moses, you're thinking of Jim Carrey. And Darius, you're thinking of Goku. And as the lights fade, as the gold starts to fade from your vision, you have these images in your mind, but you start to realize that something is wrong. You don't feel right, and you realize like the point of view in which you're looking at Mrs. Badon's desk doesn't match up. Like a couple of minutes ago, you were 3 feet to the right, and now you're like 3 feet to the left. Or you were kind of like facing her at a diagonal, and now you're facing her straight. It's all very weird. And Morgause, you look down and you expect to see like Avril Lavigne's hands, you know? But you just see another pair of black hands, but like they're not yours. The skin tone isn't right, and the nails are longer, and it's very odd to you. And you look, and you see yourself standing over there. And Buffy, you're doing the same thing where you think that you should be Octavia Spencer, but you realize like your hands are too skinny to be Octavia Spencer. And then you look and like you see your own body standing where you should be, and you realize that like you're in the wrong spot. And
did
Darius,
you listen other people's bodies, Jordan?
what?
Sorry.
What did you say?
You put us in each other's bodies, man.
No, you did because you lied.
It's your fault, Darius, you snitch.
So Moses and Darius, you guys have the same moment. Like Moses, you should be Jim Carrey, and like you know that Jim Carrey's like tall. He's a tall dude, but like you're not any taller. You're just about the same height. And you look and you see your own body, and like you smell your own weed odor, and you're like, what is happening? And you realize like you're wearing a sweater with elbow patches on it.
And I pull out a pipe.
So yeah, and you're holding a pipe. So this is what happened. Buffy, you are in the body of DK. Or you're in the body of Morgause, I'm sorry. Morgause, you're in the body of Buffy. Darius, you're in the body of Moses. And Moses, you're in the body of Darius. You've swapped bodies because it wasn't real Mandrake leaves. And as you're all having this realization, give me one quick thing that you say out loud, and then one quick internal thought. Buffy, go first.
I don't think this is working. Internal thought. Oh my God, I've never been this skinny in my life. Ah!
More Gauss?
I think out loud what I say as a knee-jerk response is, "What did you do to me, Becky?" And then I think internally my thought is just, oh no, this is what happens when you use oregano instead of the real shit. This is exactly what I get. And I think I'm probably just like internally kicking myself for not just giving her the real thing.
Moses?
Externally, I imagine, and I apologize in advance, both Jeff and Darius, I laugh. And then internally, it's me.
Darius?
Internally, I'm like, I knew something crazy was gonna happen, so I'm like, and then I realized who's what I'm in, and then I look at Moses myself, and I'm like, but I'm also like a little bit high, so I'm like,
and so Erica Badont doesn't realize what has happened to you guys. She just sees that you haven't changed at all. To her knowledge, you have not changed at all. And so she looks at Becky and she's like, "Girl, your recipe is a bust. That didn't work." And as Becky is about to be like, "Well, actually," Delroy Lindo storms into the classroom and he says, "Everyone go back to your dormitories. We are sending everyone, all the students, go back to your dormitories for the rest of the day and stay there. We will have lunch and dinner sent to your rooms. I suggest you use this time for quiet studying." And as everyone starts to file out of the classroom, because you were at Erica Badont's desk, you can hear the next part that he says. He looks at Erica Badont and he very quietly says, "Professor Mary has gone missing." And that's where we're gonna cut the episode. Hey!
All right.
So when we come back next week, y'all are gonna have to fake your way through being each other's characters. Because I don't think you want people to know that you body swapped, yeah?
Probably not.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, sorry, not next week. We are off next week. That was great. That was a great time. I had a blast. I wasn't sure how we were going to get there, but we did it as a team. Y'all don't feel like we did it as a team.
No, I'm disappointed in us.
I'm Jordan. I'm your game master. My pronouns are she, her. When I'm not playing this lovely game with these lovely people, I'm also playing and Say a Prayer for California. I'm hosting stuff on Smells Like Teen Angst, or I'm reading young adult novels because that takes up a lot of my time. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And I forgot our Black History quote at the top of the show, so I'm going to tack it on right now. It's from Beyonce, and it says, "If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger." And I believe that with my whole heart. We are all part of something that is way bigger than ourselves. You know who else loves Beyonce? Kiki does.
Hi, I'm Kiki. Actually, no. Now I am more Gauss. You can find me here and at Smells Like Teen Angst and at The Life of Kiki on all social media platforms. And, I'm going to throw it to my friend DK, aka Buffy, because
She is correct. I'm DK, except for sometimes when I'm Buffy, like in 2 weeks. So stick around for that. my pronouns are whatever. It's just be nice. It's nice to be nice. And as long as you do that, I probably won't care. You can find me and Say a Prayer for California, or at SAP4C on Instagram. And you know who you probably can't find on Instagram? Moses.
This is true. I'm Moses. You can find me not on Instagram because I don't use that shit.
Really
I'm also Darius, and it feels very nice to be in another Afro body. You know who also has an Afro? I just spoiled it. Whatever. Take it away.
Got it.
What if Jake started talking right now? If you said who else has an Afro, and Jake unmuted himself and started talking. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Darius.
No, never apologize for interrupting me for a bit. I will always defer to Plenty. I know a lot of you guys were mad at Darius for snitching on his friends, but shouldn't you be mad at his friends for asking him to betray his values to be popular?
Man,
Back to you,
We
George.
didn't ask. We kind of just decided it was happening.
exactly.
Jordan.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Good
us.
question.
That's who we are. We will be back in 2 weeks. We are off next week. The summer months, they get crazy. People do stuff. So we're off next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks at 6:30 p.m. trying to get unbody swapped and also trying to solve a mystery and beat up Montero. We've got like 3-4 episodes left in Blackness and Magic, and then we'll take a break. And then we decided this evening that we're going to come back with something even more fun in the fall. But this is also super fun, so you should come see the end of this. And if you don't see the end of this, then that's not going to make any sense. I'm going to stop talking. This is too much. Have a great evening. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Keep watching Q Times. Like, subscribe. There are other great shows that happen all week long. We're just one of several awesome shows on Q Times. Okay, goodbye. Good night. Bye. Words.